Hey, what's up? Ken from Palm Beach Dyno here. We've got another awesome S650 video for you. This time featuring the JPC NexGen, former world's fastest X650, possibly future, twin turbo Hellion setup. This thing is awesome. As you guys might know, this is one of the very early S650s out there that really pushed the limits with weight reduction, ran nitrous, went 9s, and then they put the Hellion Twin Turbo kit on, and it's just been sitting, waiting for me. Actually, it's been waiting for tuning, but they decided to bring it here. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and now don't forget, this car was running on the stock computer, so we have to change a few things before we get started. The map sensor, pretty much the map sensor and injectors already has a boost to pump. While the intake is off changing the map sensor, we're also gonna delete the IMRCs because we don't need that where we're going. Anyway, let's get to work. And then coming up soon, we're gonna start making some big power with this setup. After we get 93 done, we're gonna put MS109 and see how far a stock fuel system and BAP goes. I know you're seeing like fully built S650s already, and that's great, and we're gonna do that as well, but we kinda wanna work our way up there and see what this will make, as this is probably closer to what most customers will have. Anyway, let's get to work. All right, while I'm getting this tune done, I wanted to point out to you guys, I realize a lot of S650 owners or just the newer Fords in general, you might be your first Ford, it might be your first tune. At Palm Beach Dyno, we offer premium support. So if you're gonna be making a lot of modifications to your vehicle, you can join our premium membership program. It gets you free updates, even if you're modifying the vehicle. It gets trackside support, it gets you phone support. Normally we support only through email or messaging. You can always message us on Facebook or Instagram. That's our preferred method of contact. So, we're also going to be making a video to walk you through the entire process with the new RTD4. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. We have tons and tons of the new stuff coming. This is just the beginning. All right, it's all done flashing. Let's hit the button. Moment of truth. Obviously, this is a loud car. This is a little bit more of a racy version than a lot of you guys might run, but this is proving ground. So we're gonna go ahead, get it ready to do our first pull on 93 Octane, and then go from there. So we're gonna take you for a full ride here. We're gonna show you everything that goes into this, and not just the cool stuff on the internet that people post. Maybe it'll go that smooth, not usually. All right, we're gonna do 5th gear on this one just to be sure. All right, that was obviously a really short pull. We're just gonna go over the log, see how much boost it made, and then I'll get back with you and go over it. All right, everything on the log looked really good. It made like 485 at 6,000, only 5 pounds of boost, 12 degrees of timing, 5th gear. We're just making sure everything was cool. Everything looks great. Fueling was very, very accurate at wide open throttle. So we're gonna put it in 6th gear this time and take it a little further on RPM. One thing to note, this applies to any newer vehicle, especially, I'm assuming this one, is there's a certain warm-up routine where it's gonna limit RPM and all sorts of things until the car runs. I honestly, I guess I could probably look. I'm not sure HP Tuners has it mapped out, but it's probably at least a minute. I like to wait 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes before doing a dyno pull. So keep that in mind, you know, if you're tuning your vehicle remotely with us or anything like that. You can't just start it and make a rip. All right, we're already at 590. Of course, nowhere near where we're gonna wind up, but That was probably still 5 or 6 pounds of boost and low timing. Let's take a look. We'll just do that live while you guys are with me here. 13 degrees of timing, 6.5 pounds of boost, and we still only went to 7,000 RPM. As we saw with the naturally aspirated setups, this intake manifold will pull all the way up to at least 7,500. So I'm gonna look at the log, probably make a few changes, and we'll make another hit. We made a few changes. I'm gonna try to go full RPM on this one. I also applied some cam timing changes that I think are gonna work out well, so let's see what happens. Don't forget, we haven't added any boost yet. We just put down 644, and I think I forgot to raise the rev limiter because it stopped me at 74-ish. Man, that curve is looking sick. I've never seen a stock manifold pull that hard. I'm looking over the tune here, and it didn't even hit 6 PSI that time, 5.9. I mean, this thing is killing it. The RPM curve, the power, peak power, everything. 509 torque. And we're not in 7th gear. I probably would make a little more in 7th, but we don't normally do pulls in 7th, so that's not a fair comparison anyway. So I'm really happy. I did have the one RPM limiter I missed at 7,500, so I'm changing that. And then we might make a couple more tweaks. I don't know what I did. I must be missing something on the rev limiter. I'll get to that. But 673 on that one. The first thing I want to do is make a full hit. I think I see what happened. Let's see if I'm right. I'm a dummy. I keep thinking it's a rev limiter. It's the freaking speed limiter. Damn. We're gonna try the same pull, but in 5th gear, and then we'll go ahead and look at the graph real quick so I can explain to you what's going on. So the numbers are gonna be off a little bit unless we can get around the speed limiter, but you'll see in a minute. Look at that, it made the same power curve and 5th gear all the way out 680. All right, we're gonna do a pull in 6th gear real quick. All right, 6th gear actually, it makes more power down low and more torque, but peak power is probably gonna show the same. All right, so the blue is our very first full RPM all the way pretty much to 8,000. This thing is peaking at, where is it? 7,600 according to this, which is probably right around there. The cool thing is blue is 5th gear and green is 6th. So obviously, you know, it shows a small difference in torque. Because the turbo can spool up better, but the higher speed, especially on a drag radial. Again, I've said this a million times in my video, but a lot of you guys are new around here. You shouldn't really dyno on drag radials, but this was kind of a rush deal. It's just not gonna show as accurate of power, especially the harder you load the tire and the higher speed. Don't forget, we're hitting the speed limiter here, so that's 155. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna call that good at 6 pounds of boost. The car has a manual boost controller, which can be a little dicey. It's not hooked up right now, so we're gonna go ahead and jack the car up, plug everything in, and start adding some boost. I would think we could run at least 9 or 10 pounds. So, you know, at some point we're gonna hit our octane limit. Well, I wasn't sure if I was gonna show this to you guys, but I say I show you guys everything, so here we go. Bad things happen sometimes. Luckily, we dodged a bullet with this one, but you know, this car was put together a while ago before there was tuning. They threw a manual boost controller on it, but really didn't do much with it. So when we tried to up the boost, we hooked up the manual boost controller and, well, let me show you what happened. Woo! All right, we got the manual boost controller set up. If you've ever used a manual boost controller, they're not the most reliable things in the world, so we're gonna kind of creep up on it, see what happens. That's right. 1,005 horsepower and 810 torque at 6,500 RPM. Obviously, as you can see in the video, the car wasn't happy. Luckily, I leave all NOx sensor settings stock, so it saved itself. The fuel system was starting to run out there, of course, headed way lean, but I left it very, very quickly. And this is a good reason to look at this next product I'm going to show you. Well, here it is, the new Turbosmart eBoost 3. I've been waiting for this unit for a long, long time. We're going to go over all the features with you. I want to show you a couple things on the outside. The bezel is how you switch between things, and then the whole thing pushes in as the button. That's badass. It has a USB-C port on the back. That is for future updates. This thing is super, super powerful. Free firmware updates for a long, long time as they add features. And the boost reference is now a fitting that screws in. So obviously you can use the included one, but if you want to switch to AN fitting or something like that, boom, pop that in and you're set. Let's power it up and I'll show you some more. Boots up really fast, which is cool. Sometimes when companies add a computer to a system like this, it doesn't work so great. It's slow. This is my favorite part. You just turn this knob to get whatever you need. And then if you want to, like for instance, get into settings, you just push on it. Boost group 1. There's your set point. You can change whatever you want on the set point. Save it. If you're familiar with eBoost 2, you just hold down the back button and it gets you back to the main screen. Some other really cool features about this unit is it's going to support e-gates, boost by speed. That's right, boost by speed, the best possible way for a street car built in to the eBoost 3. Very, very cool. We'll probably have a full detailed video on using this thing coming up soon, but I wanted to show it to you while I had it here. All right, it's going to be a 5th gear pull. We're shooting for about 10, 11 PSI. Woo! Hell yeah! 783, 604 in 5th gear, 10 PSI, twin turbos for the win. Hell yeah, Hellion. All right, there it is. 783, 604 in 5th gear on 93 octane. Pretty sick, although I can't say I wasn't expecting it. Let's see what it'll do on MS109. We're gonna go ahead and just switch it out, add more timing first, and then add some more boost. This is on 10.5 pounds of boost, so I guess we're really just gonna run out of fuel system at some point, so we'll see where that is, because we're just on a stock fuel system with a booster pump. All right, we got the MS109 in the tank. This is gonna be about the same boost. We're not having exact boost control here with how we're set up, but we'll be close. All right, 844, 655. I didn't exactly hit the same boost. It made maybe another half pound or so. Obviously more timing with the MS109, so a pretty nice gain. We'll go over that graph in just a minute. We're gonna go ahead and add more boost. I'm just gonna go ahead and do another pull of more. All right, we're gonna go up just a little bit in the boost, not much. Woo! Don't forget, this is a stock fuel system with a booster pump, baby. That was still just at like 13 pounds of boost. Let's go take a look at the graph before we do any more. Man, look at these graphs. This manifold is amazing. I had a feeling it was gonna be, but unbelievable. That one was 909 and 702 torque. The one before that was 844 and 655. Then the pump gas one is right there at 783. So we're at 10-ish pounds of boost, 10.5, almost 11, and then 13 pounds of boost on the 909. But after looking at the log, we're out of fuel system. Fuel pressure dropped a little bit. Having the 1300s in there kept the car not, from going lean, but definitely not safe to go any further. This was just a test to see how far things will go with the stock fuel system in the back. Also, don't forget, this kit is in stock and ready to ship. We have RTDs in stock. We can get you set up with this kit really, really quickly. So make sure you give us a call, or even better yet, message us on Facebook or Instagram. We're fully supporting messaging now at Palm Beach Dyno. We've got a team behind the scenes that is monitoring all that stuff. And of course, a phone call is great, but our phones have been super, super, super busy since the S650 release. So if you just want some quick answers, messenger or call us at 561-571-1173, and we'll get you all set up with this kit. Now, the car's gonna head back up to Maryland. NexGen is gonna set the car up properly with the right boost controller. What else? Probably a fuel system, E85, all that sort of stuff. They have an awesome dyno there. Now that we have the tune dialed in, not only can we remote tune you guys, but if we have to update them remotely, it's not a huge deal. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Share it with your friends and subscribe. We have tons of S650 content coming, probably for the rest of the year. We'll see you on the next one.